So, Gail, this is your last day,
No.
travelling day on the 20th of August. So, let's see how you perceived the backpacking and the ups and downs and what you can recommend, if any recommendations or anything. So, what do you think of backpacking?
Wasn't as rough as I thought it was going to be because you'd booked all the Airbnbs. But it was heavy work and hot work in the summer. But yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
And what do you think is the best piece of kit to take on a backpack?
Goodness knows.
Well, in my experience of observing you, I think salt and pepper was it? Well, salt
For
definitely.
salt and pepper, yes. Salt and pepper. Just as well. I had a few in my little pot.
It certainly was. So, what are your impressions of some of the cities we've
been
visited?
to. Oh, I love them because they're quite old, a lot of them, aren't they?
Can you remember any
very
of them that you've been to?
The only thing that I remember is that blooming wall up Girona. You are coming up. I'd had enough by then, but it was nice when we went up to look over the old city of Girona. That was
Definitely. Girona's a lovely, lovely, well worth.
It's your best place.
Yeah, I love Girona, definitely.
That's all I heard. Oh, I really love Girona. Really. But it is. It's beautiful.
It is,
city,
it is.
isn't it?
So,
Lovely.
Airbnbs, what's your experiences with Airbnbs?
Good and bad. We've had some nice. This one is beautiful. It's a shame that we didn't make it sort of like the day before yesterday, but there we go. That's part and parcel. The little turret one right up all these windy stairs. Bit rough and ready. And then we had a bit of a bad experience with that one, didn't we?
And what was the bad experience?
That when we'd finished, that two old ladies would wreck his place. Yeah, he had a slatted sofa bed, and you sat on it as a sofa, and all the slats kept pinging out. And when we lifted the mattress, they were all stuck together with tape and goodness knows what else. So we decided, and there was slats missing, and I think if we'd opened it into a bed where the slats were missing, our bums would have gone through it. So we decided to put up the mattress on the floor. So that was okay. We coped, didn't we?
Yes, we did try to get the slats back in on the back of it, but they kept on coming out.
Yeah.
So we thought this is going to take a long time to get all of them. You know, it's not as bad as an IKEA experience, I suppose, but nevertheless.
We couldn't even put those slats back, could we?
No.
Couldn't.
So we had to put the mattress on the floor. We did boil the water and clean the floor before doing it. What else were we accused of?
Oh, breaking his pipes under a sink. Goodness knows which sink it was, because we cleaned our teeth in the bathroom sink in the morning and it worked perfectly well. And we washed our breakfast dishes in the kitchen sink and it worked perfectly well. So I don't know what he was going on about. I think it was a bit of a scam, so you do have to be very, very careful. And next time, Bev might listen to me when I said let's message him and say that there's slats missing, and he said we should have done, but he said they'd only just gone missing from the previous people. No, you can't tell me that, because they were taped onto the bed, and it wasn't new tape. They were taped onto the frame.
It was a very studenty place.
Yeah. It did, didn't it?
It did. It did suffice when you just want to shower and sleep, definitely.
Yeah.
But the pans, I thought, were terrible. I had to keep boiling water and cleaning them. I mean, they were that bad.
Yeah. But it was all right to put your head down somewhere. You know, it's not as though we were staying in it all day, were we?
No, that's the beauty. But this Airbnb, the last one, where is it?
This one is on the outskirts. I take it from Paris, but this is beautiful. I could quite happily live here. It's beautiful. He's got grapes growing in the garden. He's got apples and figs. But this makes a lovely little, what I would call a granny flat. And I could quite happily live here. I could move in today.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
And the hosts, what was your impression of the hosts?
Very, very nice. They were really lovely. They couldn't do enough for us. And because we missed yesterday, or the night before last night, he came back and he said, would we like to stay on? I think both of us would love to stay on, but we can't. We've both got to move on.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
off home today and Bev's off to Strasbourg.
Hey! So good and bad. So in your impression, what makes a good Airbnb? What is it the host? Is it the location? Is it the facilities?
Facilities, obviously. You need the basics, but this is more than the basics. These hosts have been beautiful. They're really lovely. Couldn't welcome us enough. And that. So, and it's somewhere to come and sort of like chill and that. So, yeah, I think these have been really lovely. We've had the experience of one that just won't leave us alone, keep messaging us. I wonder who that is, Ben. And the others just, they were welcoming, but not like this couple.
This couple, yeah, very nice. Yeah, they take it professionally. You can see that they're very professional people, definitely.
Yeah, they've been really lovely, more than welcoming.
So, as a backpacker now, would you stay in a location longer, or do you like dotting around?
I think maybe longer on some places. Here, definitely. Yeah, but it's been nice. If we hadn't been dotting around, we wouldn't have seen as much as we had.
Yeah. And I believe we've missed a few transportations.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. We found that France is not very, how do you put it, putting up signals and signs. If we had known where our bus stop was for the Alsa bus, if it had said it on the bus stop that this was an Alsa stop, we wouldn't have missed it. But it was one of those things. We went to what was the local bus station, and we were told that all the buses left from there. Well, unfortunately, ours didn't. Ours left from the bus stop that we just got off from a couple of hours before.
Because Google Maps say it was an 8-minute walk from that bus stop, which was roughly crossing a very busy highway. And to get from one side to the other, there isn't even a zebra crossing. But where all the cars are parked, there are loads of zebra crossings. So that just doesn't make sense. Stupid. Maybe everyone has a car and they drop their relatives right outside that bus stop. And they don't care about foreigners who... Yeah. So that was something to be wary about, wasn't it?
Very.
You know, because the highway is accident waiting to happen, isn't it?
And as long as it wasn't us, which it wasn't, that's all right. But they definitely need more signs and more zebra crossings around that. It looks like a 4-leaf clover, doesn't it?
Yes.
With a centre bit where we were stuck in the middle of.
Yeah. And we missed the first train, didn't we, from Barcelona to Girona due to, what was that about?
The airplane was late, so we missed our transport by about 10 minutes because a lady was having a little bit of a panic attack before we left. And they had to offload her, so hence we had to wait for a half-hour slot later, and we didn't have the time to catch our train, so we actually did kip on a bench. That was fun. And there was hardly anybody around. You know, you'd expect Barcelona to be hustle and bustle, but it wasn't, and because the train station closed at midnight, we couldn't stay there, so we joined the local tramps and slept on benches.
We did indeed. So the toughest question, would you backpack again?
I would, but not on my own.
Right.
Like you're going to. But yeah, I would. Yeah.
So it's safety in numbers.
I think so.
I think you're right there because... you know, you can always second question what you're doing, where you're going. Is this the right place? And it is a backup plan. And maybe travelling with someone is safer option as well. So it is good, but sometimes singularly is challenging and good. It's a different experience. Yeah. Well, anything else you'd like to say? Are you pleased you're going home? Are you tired, or what's the story?
No, yeah, I am pleased to go home because obviously I've got commitments there. But if I could have stayed longer, I most probably would have with Bev and tramped around a bit more. But yeah, I've got to.
Commitments, yeah. All right, well, thanks, Gail, and thanks for joining this experience. And thank you, viewers, for watching, and please check out the videos of sleeping on a bench, missing trains, how to navigate ticket machines, etc., etc. All videos will be uploaded. Thanks for watching. See you in the next adventure. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Bev. Adios. Au revoir.